Hello everyone. Today we will continue our lecture on JDBC, that means Java Database Connectivity. In previous lecture we have seen that about JDBC, then why should we use the JDBC and various advantages and disadvantages of JDBC, and at the last we have seen various types of applications which are based on database, right? In today's lecture we will see the JDBC architecture, right? In JDBC architecture you can see at the top you can see the Java application which consists or which uses the JDBC API for connecting any database, right? At the bottom level you can see the various databases. There are different types of databases you can see. First is SQL server, second is Oracle server, third is MySQL, and fourth is ODBC data source, right? These are the various data sources available. Now our task is to connect these databases from our Java application. For connecting these databases, right, we are using JDBC API, and further JDBC API will use the JDBC driver manager for connecting this all the database, right? And JDBC driver will handle which driver to use to connect particular database, right? You can see there are different drivers are available for each of the database, right? And the JDBC driver manager will connect to the driver for connecting particular database. So this is the architecture of JDBC. Now we will see JDBC components, right? There are 4 JDBC components which we can consider. First is JDBC API, second is JDBC driver manager, third is JDBC ODBC bridge driver, and the fourth is JDBC test suite. We will see these components one by one. Let's see first JDBC API. As we already told before, Java JDBC is a Java API, right, to connect and execute query with the database, right? This API is helping us to connect with the database. JDBC API uses JDBC driver to connect with the database. For connecting with databases, API uses the JDBC driver, right? As we know that API stands for Application Program Interface, right? And this consists of various packages, and packages consist of various classes and interfaces. This includes the definitions of various classes and interfaces along with the method definition. This will help us for connecting databases and executing queries. In the diagram you can see there is a Java application, right, which use the JDBC API, and further it uses the JDBC driver to connect the database, right? So this is the concept of JDBC API. Then we will see the JDBC driver manager, right? This is the most important part in the JDBC architecture. The JDBC driver manager class defines the object, right, that will define one object which can connect Java application to a JDBC driver, right? It works as an intermediate object, right, that connect any Java application and the JDBC driver. The driver manager has traditionally been the backbone of the JDBC architecture, right? As I have already told you that this is the most important part in the JDBC architecture. It works as a backbone of the JDBC architecture, right? Because it connects the Java application to the JDBC driver. And it is quite small and simple too. Next, we will see JDBC ODBC bridge. The Java Software Bridge provides JDBC access via ODBC driver, right? We can work with ODBC drivers also, but this bridge provides the access between JDBC and ODBC. This is a bridge driver which translate the JDBC method calls to ODBC function calls, and using this package you can communicate with the databases which uses the ODBC driver, right? Whenever we are working with any database which uses the ODBC driver, right, then we need this bridge for converting our call into a ODBC function call, so which work as a bridge. Next, note that you need to load ODBC binary code onto each client machine that uses this driver, right? This is the must. You need the binary code onto each client machine that uses this driver. Then JDBC test suite. The JDBC driver test suite helps you to determine that JDBC driver will run your program. So this means that the JDBC test suite are used to find particular relevant drivers, right? These tests are not comprehensive or exhaustive, but they do exercise many of the important features in the JDBC API. These tests are used to exercise many of the features, right? Many of the features which are available in JDBC API for the purpose of their proper working. So, in this lecture, we have seen the architecture of JDBC and we have explained the various components of JDBC. Those were the JDBC API, JDBC Driver Manager, JDBC ODBC Bridge and the JDBC Test Suite. These are the components which are the must for the JDBC, right? Now in next lecture we will see the CRUD operation with SQL, right? These CRUD operations are very basic operations which are used in SQL. We will see the various syntax because this will required in the implementation of JDBC in Java, right? CRUD means create, retrieve, update and delete. We will see the syntax of all these queries in next lecture. Thank you.